So today we're going to be understanding the CSS box model. So let's get right into it. So the CSS box model describes the structure of an element on a web page. Every element has the following. They have content, they have padding, followed by borders, then they have margins. So let me give you a basic understanding of everything. So the content, the actual content inside the element is described inside the content, like the actual content. Whatever you're going to be writing is going to be written inside the content. The spaces between the content and the borders are written inside padding. So the spaces between the content and the border is done in the padding. So the line surrounding the padding, if any, is done by borders. If there's any line surrounding it, it's going to be by borders. So the spaces outside the borders, creating space between the element and other elements, is done by margins. So I hope you understood this. So let's get right into the code. So we're going to be opening our boilerplate, and inside this we could change the title. We could write it by coding cleverly. So after this, inside the body, let's add a div section. Because we want to make a class and we want to make a CSS box model. So we'll associate it by a class. What class are we going to do? We want to make a box model, so we'll associate it by a box. So we'll close this, and inside this we'll write the text as hello world, not hello world. I say hello box model, so we could understand. Hello box model. I'll save this over here, and we'll make another file because we want to add our CSS inside, and we'll save this as file, save as in the file wherever you're creating. I'll go in the same file. We're saving it by hello.css. Over here we're going to be writing our CSS code. So first of all, we're going to associate that, okay, it's a box. And below that box, we're going to be saying, okay, we want to add the width of it. Width, I'll do, first of all, I'll just show you what have we created till yet. I'll open it, reveal in File Explorer, so you have a basic understanding of what we created. We created this hello box model, and we want to add width inside, padding, border, margin, and background color. So we can make a box and we can add all of these stuff. So let's go back in our code, go in our CSS, we'll add the width as 200 pixels. You could do as much as you want. There's no restriction in these. I would add 200 pixels. You could add 300. You could add 150. You could add whatever. You just gotta mix and match and check what's the perfect one. So I add padding, which is 20 pixels as well. So I'll add a border inside. Border, I'll add 5 pixels. 5 pixel border with a solid black background color. So after this, I'll add a margin, and a margin I'll add a 30 pixels. I'll add a 30 pixel margin inside, and I'll change the background color of this into light blue color. So let's we wrote all of this, our CSS code. We're gonna save this. It's not gonna be executed yet because we didn't associate this page. We didn't link both of the pages. So after, inside this head tag, we're gonna link the page. So we'll be writing link rel equal to and we're going to be writing style sheet because we want to add it, style sheet. Then ref tag, we're going to add a ref tag equal to, and inside this we'll be writing hi.css. So we'll be closing this tag, and now we're going to be saving it, and we're going to be seeing our web page. What have we created? We see we created a box model inside, a CSS box model inside. We wrote hello box model, and we added everything accordingly. We added the width, padding, borders, margin, and background color. So let's go back in our code, and let me give you a basic understanding of more things. So the width is the content area. This width 200 pixel. This is the content area inside. All of this content area, this is done by width. We added 200 pixels inside. So the padding adds spaces between the content. This padding, they add spaces between the content. You see these spaces? So we did 200 pixel, 20 pixel of this padding, so they added spaces between, and the borders, these borders they added. So the border is how much is the border? It's 5 pixels. The border is 5 pixel thick with a solid black background. So there's a solid background. This is 5 pixel thick with a solid black background. So after this, the margin create, we added a margin of 30 pixel and the space between the box and other elements. So this is, they added 30 pixel of a space over here, margin. This margin 30 pixel, 30 pixels. So this added a margin and space between the box and other elements. So this is how we created everything. So let's have another thing. I'll tell you what have we done. So it created all of this code. When we open our code, we're gonna say, okay, it will create a box. It created a box where is light blue color. Let's go on our web page. It created a box which is light blue color with 200 pixel width, 200 pixel width, we could see, with padding inside the box. We did padding inside the box, a border and a margin around the box. We added a border and a margin around the box. So this is the box model, CSS box model. I hope you got it. It's really simple. This is how you do external CSS. If you want to do internal CSS, you could just cut all of this. I'll just cut all of this, cut all of this. We'll just close this, don't save. Come over here, and inside under this, we'll just remove this because we're not linking it this time. We'll add a style sheet, and we'll add style. Okay, it's gonna know, okay, we want to add CSS. We're gonna write the same thing over here, box width padding. We're gonna save it over here, and we're gonna go on our web page. We could refresh it, and there's no difference. It could understand this too. So everything's gonna happen perfect. You could do anyway, but the most preferable way is to add an external CSS sheet, which is gonna be make it simpler and easier to understand too. I hope you got it, and I hope you understand everything well. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next video.